Hello everybody, this is Howard the TEASERKING. I'm going to give you the first round of the playoffs and the college football bowl games. Uh, as I was saying a little bit in the pros video, this has been a very strange bowl season. Um, I've been going through like hell where I'll hit the first game. I'll hit Army in a teaser and I'll lose the Temple end because they give up 34 to Wake Forest, who scores 15 points a game playing a strong Temple defense. The problem is the coach leaves in the middle. I hate that. It's so unloyal. That coach should be fired from wherever he goes. The coaches should not be leaving until the bowl games are over. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. So the coach goes for how much money? Did you tell me the coach at Temple wasn't making a couple $1,000,000? So now he's making a couple million more to go coach, what, Houston? And he's running to do what? Recruit? Really? There's no players on Houston. So the guy who was at Ohio State, who I can't remember his name, is now coaching Texas, doesn't have players at Houston. Really? Really? Oh, okay. Okay. So the coach looks like a jackass for leaving Temple early. Temple then plays leaderless and doesn't win. And I'm scratching my head at this because I am very confused. Washington State, Minnesota, they seriously scored 12 points against the weak Minnesota team. Okay, I don't really know what I'm watching because the teams that I watch for the first 14 games of the year aren't showing up in the bowl games. I have no other way of analyzing it. I know what Temple, a great defensive team, blows out Navy and loses to Wake Forest and gives up 34. Washington State against a weak Minnesota team. They're a 500 team at best. They score 12 points? Seriously? Against Minnesota? Oh my God, what am I watching? I have no thought left. I mean, I can't understand what I'm watching here. Idaho, Colorado State. Idaho puts up 60 points on Colorado State. Now it was an icy field. That's a terrible game to play at Boise. Is absolutely ridiculous. But Colorado State put up 51 points. They give up 60 to Idaho. Unbelievable. Western Kentucky played their normal. Tulsa looked great. I mean, that guy should have been the next coach of Baylor. I don't like this Baylor coach at all. He was terrible. He took the personality of the team away from them, and that's why they lost. Hit the over in the Arkansas-Virginia Tech game. I was very happy with that. That was true to form. And again, I have a lot of plays tomorrow and then the playoffs. So let's get to the playoffs. Alabama laying 13.5 to Washington. How do you break this game down? Well, the first thing I did is I looked at Alabama's a road favorite. Alabama is 16-1 as a road favorite the last few years. They go on the road, and the way to win on the road is to run the ball and play defense. Nobody does it better. Washington, not so much a road dog. They're a good team, but they're not in the class of Alabama here. The over-under on this game is 54. And I'll tell you the truth, Alabama with this defense is an over team because they score on a punt return every freaking game. They score at least one touchdown on a pick six. They get great field position on other turnovers and sacks. And then they get field position on the punts that they don't get a punt return on. And Washington, all I can say is when you look at who they played, apparently Washington State sucks. Colorado, the quarterback got hurt through a couple of pick sixes. And the one decent team they played, USC, they got killed. Washington, is somewhat of an explosive team, but not here. Their defense is good at intercepting. That's not going to happen here because this is an interception. This is a very dangerous quarterback. They won't be able to handle him. Against Washington, the only type of quarterbacks that beat them is Johnny Manziel or the Clemson quarterback last year because he could scramble away and get to the edges. Washington's quarterback doesn't do that. Um, Pocket passers get killed. I'm still hurting over Michigan State last year, who was a much better team than Washington is this year. Washington has a good secondary. Who cares? Ridley will make, the only thing is, due to the lack of their offensive coordinator leaving for the wonderful job of Florida Atlantic, I still think Alabama, they'll be fine without Kiffin. Kiffin, to me, is a little weasel. He left Tennessee for Southern Cal. He leaves Southern Cal. He couldn't coach his way out of a paper box. Why Florida Atlantic would hire this guy? He's a nutcase. But I think whoever's going to be their offensive coordinator will be fine. Their quarterback, Washington hasn't seen anything like this guy. He's very nifty. He's a great runner. He's a very good thrower. Ridley, Alabama's been to the big game, and Washington hasn't. It's like teams going to the Super Bowl the first time. They're happy they're there, but they don't know how to win it. Washington proved to me when I played them against SC at home, and they got buried in a big game against the big defense. They won't do a thing. Take Alabama, lay the 7.5. Look for a 20 to 30 point win. I read a thread today. The underdog in the Peach Bowl is 10-1. Da 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 da. What a bunch of horse crap. Anybody that reads that and is going to play Washington based on that trend, not the fact that Alabama is 16-1 is a road favorite in the SEC, playing teams like Tennessee, at Arkansas, at Auburn, and winning by double 18 to 20 points. And you're going to take Washington, who beat the likes of Oregon, Cal, apparently a weak Washington State team, and a Colorado team that is supposedly good, but their quarterback can't stay on the field, and their backup throws interceptions, way too much. Good luck to you. And for those people that like betting straight, good luck to you. Take Washington in 13.5. Tell me how that works. I'll be teasing Alabama down to 7.5, and we're going to go from there. I'm not locking that game, but it's a strong. I'll have them in a couple of teasers. If you watch my pro, I've teased them with Kansas City, and I got them here again. 7.5. I just wanted to get them under 10. They don't play close. The closest I can see is when they went to LSU against a top 5 or 6 defense. The top defenses are Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, LSU, and basically that's the 4 I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe Wisconsin's up there, number 5. And they beat them 10-0. They should have scored a little bit more, but when you do that at LSU, you're not going to have any problem with Washington at the Peach Bowl. I guess that's in Atlanta or whatever. I don't know if they're playing in the Georgia Dome or not. I mean, it's not important. Alabama will pile it on like Alabama does. It's a big game. The only team that could have beat Alabama was Ohio State. They had the speed and the talent and the option that could do it. Washington is not an option team, but the way Ohio State is, I don't see them beating Alabama this year because Barrett cannot throw the ball and they don't have their receivers. We'll get to that in a minute. So take Alabama minus the 7.5 and another 20-point win. Again, if in a teaser there's 16-1 straight up. I don't have a clue what they are straight up as a road favorite. I don't really care. You want to bet them laying 13.5, be my guest. Good luck to you. If you want to take Washington 13.5, good luck to you. You'll be paying out the money. Second game, Ohio State laying 3 to Clemson. I like Clemson in the 9 here. I think Clemson put up 40-some on Florida State is a big thing. Beating Louisville, who has a fairly good defense. They know how to score. Ohio State should have gotten beat by Michigan 17-0. Maybe 17-3. I'll give them that. Michigan throws a pick 6 and another interception. I honestly just don't see it. I think that I just see that Ohio State, I don't see their offense this year. I don't see that they can beat Clemson by 9. I would take Ohio State as the dog here because Ohio State's a great dog. But in this as a favorite, and Clemson is a great dog, I just don't see Ohio State blowing them out. They just don't have the and the quarterback's a nifty runner. They can run. Clemson's got a lot of speed and a great defense, but I don't see Ohio State. I mean, Michigan drove all over on them. Wisconsin drove on them, and it's not in Ohio. It's in Arizona, and it's funny. That is one bowl that I see the dog winning a lot. And I know I just said don't look at those trends, but I do notice in that bowl the dog is very live. But that's not why I'm playing Clemson. But I just think Clemson and their quarterback, good offense, good defense. I think they match up well. And I just don't see Ohio State having the offense, the receivers. Barrett, they'll be all over him. They'll take him out of it. I just don't see how Ohio State blows out Clemson. They might win because it's Urban Meyer, and you got to respect the coach, and you got to respect Ohio State's defense. I think the defense keeps them in. I'm at a mystery. The over-under is 59, and I'm at a mystery about that. I don't know how the game's going to go because Ohio State's defense is very strong, but their offense isn't that good. But Clemson plays high-scoring games, and I think Urban Meyer, with a month to rest and come up with new plays that'll beat Clemson, will find a way to score. Barrett will score. He'll get the running backs involved, and I just maybe he throws to the running backs more because he doesn't have receivers. I don't know, but Urban will find a way to score. But I think it becomes a Donnybrook and a close game. So I think Clemson at 9 is the way to go in this game. So there's your round 1 of the playoffs. Take Alabama, lay the 7.5. Take Clemson plus the 9, and which should be a very exciting, very close game that should come down to the wire. But against Alabama, I don't see where Washington, they'll pressure Browning. And I'm sorry, the best quarterback they faced this year is Chad Kelly, and they had them beat by 20 points. They will find a way to pressure Kelly, which is what they do best. They'll throw Ridley, and Washington will not have an answer for that quarterback. He's very slippery. He gave LSU problems, and I guarantee you LSU's defense is a lot better than Washington. Washington is a good pass defense, but they're going to run this kid and throw the quick ones to Ridley, and they got running backs. Good luck stopping Alabama because this is what they live for, and Washington's not been there. And that loss to USC shows me they are not up for a good defense. Take Alabama laying 7.5, Clemson plus 9. Play the teaser. It helps increases your odds on winning, and that's why we're doing this. Good luck, everybody. Alabama, Clemson, and I'll come back with the next round of the playoffs, which will probably be Alabama, Clemson again, but we'll see what happens. It could be Ohio State, but again, I don't see them blowing out Clemson in this. All right, everybody. Good luck. Happy New Year. www.teaserking.com. I've got the bowls out there for $100 for the rest. If you want all these bowls through the playoffs, plus all the pros through the Super Bowl, $150. Just go to the site. There's a pro college $150 for the week. I'll just make it go through the end of the year. So for $150, you get everything. Again, if you just want the college, it's $100. It'll take you through the Auburn-Oklahoma game plus the next week of the playoffs. All right, everybody. Good luck to you. Have a great New Year's. www.teaserking.com.